Hey there, how are you doing today? I hope you're well. I'm alright. I'm here to talk about a couple of different things. I don't know where to start, but hopefully it all comes out in the manner which needs to be. I don't like how this world is increasingly becoming this place of self-centeredness. In this life, people will be mad at you if you don't dress the way they want you to dress, eat the things they want you to eat, think the way they want you to think, and live the way they want you to live. But you're not them, are you? You are who you are, and you're not me. I'm not you. So why would they have any right to tell you how to behave, how to live, how to eat, what to wear, how to think, and how to live? In this life, there's no appreciation for the you. There's no appreciation for inherent characteristics, inherent interests, anything that makes you you, your personality, what you want to do in life, your destiny, favorite pastimes. Whoop, all these things go out the window. This life isn't about you. It's about what you can do for me. Do you understand that? People want this life to be about them, and I can see that. I'm not saying it should be, but it would be a fantasy. It would be nice, but the fact that it's not, it makes sense. You're not God, after all. In life, there's your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. God is an essence of all things. God is the essence of all things. God flows through the air. God is in the trees. God flows through our souls. God flows through the birds, the foxes, the squirrels, and all the animals that roam the land and sea. However, God is not you and God is not me. In life, the mind is like an organ that produces thought. It's responsible for memory. It gives you the ability to see. The pineal gland can allow you to live visions and dreams, you know what I mean? But the mind is not all that it seems. You are not your mind. The ego teaches you that you are your mind, and this world teaches you to have an ego. The mind can communicate with the heart and the soul. And your heart can guide your mind to tell your soul how to navigate your way through this nightmare world, this strange realm. At the end of the day, however, the soul carries an element of awareness that I like to call the great observer. Ooh, the great spiritual observer. Ooh. The thoughts that we think aren't even ours. At the end of the day, you are not you. You are just a part of God, a vessel in which God energy can experience life. Within my content intake algorithm, I'm always being pushed these videos about other philosophers, Schopenhauer, Nietzsche. And I like what they have to say, but I don't like it when they try and get a person to move beyond Jesus. Philosophers are great. They can be a tool for change, a catalyst for a new way of life. But they can also be a complainer who has way more than an opinion to share. And you know what they like to say? Opinions are like assholes. Just because you have one doesn't mean that we need to see it. That's when I let out the biggest fart of all, because I'm full of shit. You know what I mean? When it comes to Jesus and how all these philosophers want you to move beyond Jesus, the only reason why they want you to do that is because they themselves value the you essence of life more than they value God. Do you understand that? In this life, the way that religion is pushed onto us, it's brought to us by the devil, you know what I mean? The way most people understand Jesus and the faith of Christianity is through church. Church could be a good place to meet brothers and sisters in Christ, but it can also be a place where people go and they just get that religion fed to them secondhand. They spoon feed you. When you go home at night, you do all the things that the Bible wants you to do, right? Well, do you? Because I know for a fact that not everyone who goes to church lives by the Bible, reads the Bible, applies the lessons of the Bible to their life. And that's where the issue is. The issue is that the whole entire scope of Christianity is not being understood, at which point it gets a bad rap. The lessons of the Bible are not being applied into everyone's lives. Now, until you apply the lessons of the Bible into your life, you'll never see Christianity for what it is. Mormonism might not be the answer. It may not be based on inherently accurate principles. But I do appreciate the concept of the Church of Latter-day Saints. I appreciate this concept of a resurrecting of Christianity, a reuniting of Christian values, a reviving of Christian ideologies and ideals. We need to make the faith whole again. We need the faith to be understood. We need to have people come to Jesus. We need to have people come to see Jesus as a spirit guide, as the spirit guide, as the greatest spiritual healer. We need people to come to understand that the church should be respected as a temple of God. Some of my family members were telling me that they dread to see the day that the church is no more. After all, there should be a place for Christians to gather and sing praise and worship. There are many passages in the Bible that suggest and recommend it. At the end of the day, you'll never see an AdSense on my video. You'll never see me begging for money. If I'm desperate and down and out, I might throw a link in the description, but until that day, I'm not desperate for money, nor do I think that religion should be about money. Religion should be about saving souls. Religion should be about purifying the mind, body, and soul, strengthening the mind, body, and soul. It should be about doing away with the evil of this world. Here lies the problem. Not everyone who claims to be a Christian understands what it means to be a Christian. Jesus Christ was the biggest rebel of all. He was the biggest enemy of the state. He was one to shine a light in dark places, speak up about injustices, and show corruption where kings and rulers are leading people into destructive patterns. Jesus was one to bring insight and clarity to all. Not everyone who claims to be a Christian understands what it means to be a Christian, though. They're just a Christian by namesake only. Just like when you go to church, you worship Jesus by name only. You may worship Jesus for that 2.5, 3-hour service in a pure manner. However, when that time is over, the rest of what you do with your day is up to you. That time is only that time. And when that time is over, whether you continue on with your praise and worship and your dedication, that choice is yours to make. People are missing the point about this world. They're missing the point about this demiurge, this so-called nightmare planet, because they want life to be about you. Well, life isn't about us. Do you know why? Because we are a part of God. Life is about God's essence, the essence that flows through everything, the essence that is everywhere. And therefore, you cannot take things so egocentrically in life, the ego that identifies with the you, it isn't you, and it's not the core of life. We are just an observer. We are just great spiritual observers. Through the power of your heart and soul, you can guide your life to where it needs to be. The reason why people don't see the truth of God is because the devil teaches us to identify with the you. What do you want? Everything's about you. How much material things do you want out of life? How many material possessions do you want to acquire? How many cars? How many fancy things? How many lascivious things do you need to acquire in life? For me, not much. You know what I mean? The only thing I wish to know is the truth and to see through the fakeness. I wish to discover what's real. And amongst my trauma, I have no place in this world, but I rise from it. And it may be hard to grow from situations where I was only trying to honor and respect my elders. But in doing so, I became more destroyed than I needed to be. I was one to take on curses throughout my childhood due to that notion, all because of the faiths. Initiates of the Christian faith require explanations. Explanations that aren't given to them because their elders can't answer their questions. Their elders may worship and name alone. However, I promise you, until the day that it's off with my head, that if you were to apply the core values, the teachings of Christ, and the lessons of the Scripture to your life, that everything in your life would change. You would meet the Lord, and the power of Jesus would transform your life. Everything would become whole again. The one thing, and I hope you come to realize this one day, the one thing that most of these social commentary content creators get wrong is that this world isn't a twisted place because of our own human nature. This world is a messed up place because this is the devil's world. This is the devil's kingdom. Because those who are at the top of this world sing praise and ritual sacrifice to him. That sodomite world requires blood sacrifice. Those demons need their fuel. Don't tell me the types of things elites do behind closed doors are only done because it is a requirement. No one in their right mind is that sick and depraved. If you're not willing to be sick and depraved, if you're not willing to, well, become sick in the head and the rest is better left unsaid, do the research yourself. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's all I'm saying. If you're not willing to get down with the wrong side of town and bleed for those who need and deprive yourself of everything that is righteous in order to succeed, then you won't make it very far in this devil world, especially as an entertainer, a voice, or someone with a message. What kind of God creates a world like this, they say. To those I reply, what kind of person are you to deny the essence of God? Oh, I know. God is a tough pill to swallow. Seeing the hypocrisy in my elders growing up made me want to stray away from it myself. But at the end of the day, all this truth-seeking that I set myself on leads me back to the power of Christ. It leads me back to an understanding that anytime anyone Christ-like exists, there will be a slew of witches and demons trying to cause him harm, to betray him, to spellcast upon him. They will try to wish them death. Why? All because of a belief? Well, that belief is just a belief. It's his and his alone. It's hers and hers alone. It's theirs and theirs alone. That belief does not harm you. Take a look at the news media. Take a look at the secret symbols of the elites. Words can convey surface level knowledge. However, symbols convey spiritual knowledge. Take a look at all these major catastrophes that have happened over the years. 9/11, the removal of the Georgia Guidestones, the COVID-19 pandemic, the isolation that we face on a regular basis to the point that we can't even recognize other people's faces. I mean, this is the work of the devil. This is more for them and less for us. We all know that. But it's also the perversion and destruction of everything that is pure and righteous. Core family values, independent businesses, the old-fashioned way of life. And now they want to talk about moving into an age of Aquarius and how it's just a new time now. Well, it's not just a new time now. The only thing it is the proliferation and continuation of demonic manifestation. And yes, I confess, I am obsessed with this obsessive mess that exists within this cesspool, fools, and highly intellectual individuals. Don't you understand that? I am not me. You are not you. Our God essence is under attack. The broken dating scene is evidence of that. In a new heaven, I guarantee you, you would find your soulmate. In a world full of angels, there would be no survival instincts to drive us away from each other whenever we see fit. There would be no need to use each other for utility and what they can do for you. The only question left is, would you be willing to maintain that level of love within your partner? Would you be willing to acquire a level of love that is divine and pure? Love in heaven would be the opposite of worldly love. Love in heaven would be based upon companionship, undying respect and admiration for each other. Love in heaven would be a never-ending cycle of beauty expressed to its purest and most heavenly potential. Philosophers can be helpful to allow you to see truths about the foundations of life and social interaction. However, there's a time for understanding fundamental aspects of our current reality, and there's also a time to acknowledge God. The wisdom of God is far greater than any wisdom known to mankind.
Yeah, just sitting at home on the couch and just thinking to myself, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? Not too many people even live by here. What the hell do they have to contrail? Nature?